And yes, yes, I did do because I did tell Bella Harris to shove the middle finger up her when she was young, and I did send that threat to Randy and Reese.
Every so often, I come across a lolcow or some sort of spectacle online that just catches my attention and has me scratching my head like, what the heck is this? That's how I fell down the whole Cyrax rabbit hole, the Daniel Larson rabbit hole, and now I think I might have found another one, folks. Today we're going to be talking about Dan Sobel and his absolutely deranged activity online. He doesn't seem to be covered as much as a lot of other cows, doesn't seem to have the popularity, but thanks to Leaping Lemur, shout out to Leaping Lemur, you can find a link to their description down below, I was able to get a good understanding of who this person is, why they're so hated, and what makes them a lolcow. I got quite a few clips from them as well, so definitely show them some love. They cover lolcows just like I do, but at a bigger level, I would say. Dan, he's got a lot of allegations against him. A lot of weird fetishes, some definite mental illness that I don't know if he has addressed quite yet, and several self-admissions of being a PDF. And while all the rest of that may be bad, the moment you throw the PDF stuff in there, you know old Swampy D's gotta get up out of his rocking chair, put his bourbon down, and start yelling at them weirdos. So let's jump into the story of Dan here.
Hi everybody, it's Dan, and I feel like I felt ashamed of myself after what I have done recently this year and for the last 4 years ago. So I want to admit my wrongdoings the right way. So here it is. So I have originally joined YouTube since back in 2020, and I did make bad videos out of the Play Along gang back in 2020, taking the Play Along gang way too seriously by forcing them to quit. And yes, I did tell Rocco and his friends to quit YouTube and take them way too seriously.
So I decided to start here because I thought it would make sense for us just to get right into the nitty-gritty of why we need to be disliking this person and why they're getting bullied or made fun of or made a lolcow. Right out the horse's mouth, he's going to be admitting to pretty much all the weird stuff he's done, which we will circle back to and show you exactly what he's talking about as much as we can. Some of these clips are easy to find, some of them are harder, but with that said, let's jump back into it.
And then back in 2021, I made angry message videos and furious message videos and user videos out of people that I don't like. And yes, I was a Go kid. I'm using Go Animate styled rants and videos by acting like I was from Go Animate, which is now as Rapper Offline, Flash Themes, and Beyond, like I was, which proves that I'm part of the Beyond community, and I think I put myself in the Beyond community too much. And yes, back in 2022, I did make bad videos out of people that I don't like, send them grounded threats and punishment day threats, which basically was my fault for what I did.
So as I said, we're going to jump back and forth here with some clips, but this is a clip of one of these said videos where he says mean, nasty, spirited things to them. And honestly, when you're watching this, you immediately know this guy has to have some sort of IQ deficiency, some sort of mental illness, because these quote punishments he is inflicting on these people allegedly are downright batshit insane. And you're going to see that right out the gate here.
Family Guy fan zone. As of today, you and get out of here. I hope you close down your YouTube channel forever, or else it's gonna get terminated for calling me a man-child and for calling me a baby. But no, I am not a man-child or a baby. You are. You're the one that's acting like a man-child and a baby.
I know you are, but what am I?
But I am a grown adult, plus I'm 22 years old. But you're a 5-year-old. That's what you are, Family Guy fan zone. You're acting like a 5-year-old. Guess what? I've already blocked you from my channel. That way you'll never bother me ever again. And for your punishment, I'm forcing you to get the French-Canadian VHS of Fantasia from Amazon.com. So go buy that tape. And forcing them to buy stuff that they don't want to buy. And the reason why I had to force people to buy stuff that they don't want to buy is because, well, take Andy Ho as an example. Andy Ho did all that stuff back in 2021 because he forced people to buy stuff. So I had to copy the exact same way he did back in 2021. And back in September of 2022, yes, I did scream towards my haters, which did cause me to lose friends.
So, of course, the logic behind why he would try to force people to buy these very obscure and weird things is because he saw somebody else do it, and you know, that makes a lot of sense. Now, obviously, Dan has many more things we're gonna dive into, but this particular thing caught me off guard when I first started watching videos about the guy. What do you mean you sent out angry videos to people? And they're all kind of like in the same vein, where he's just like, I hate you, you better get off YouTube before I delete you. If you don't, well, I'm gonna report you. Yeah, to make up for it, you better buy this crazy, rare, obscure DVD that you won't find anywhere, but I'll tell you it's on Amazon, even though it's not. I don't know, it's just so insane. It's just like, I don't understand the logic here.
And yes, I did send people and to George Moeller, and also, yes, I did steal SpongeBob SquarePants' line and Will Smith's line just because I got mad at a certain person. And yes, I did bash Parker's opinion on the Wiggles and Blue's Clues since yesterday. And yes, I did do because I did tell Bella Harris to shove the middle finger up her private parts when she was young, and I did send that threat to Randy and Reese, which caused Christopher Leon to be mad at me, and I did show myself naked on a Google Meets, which is to 3 minors.
I cannot be the only one that was listening to him go on, being like, yeah, and I did this, and I did this, and then I did this, and it just progressively got worse and worse and worse. I know I'm chuckling here, but it's just like, holy crap, how can you just so casually admit all these terrible things, and then try to sprinkle some really mundane things in between to make it seem not as bad, but just to casually be like, yeah, I did PDF stuff, I was naked on a panel with like 3 kids, and I knew it, but I'm sorry about it. I guess at least he's apologizing, but I mean, you can't really apologize for these types of things. These are not mistakes. These are just actual terrible predatory behaviors.
And that TikTok video of myself getting ready for bed, which is the song from Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, that was really my fault for what I did back in 2023. So yeah, that was the TikTok video that you guys just mentioned, because I did make that TikTok video back in 2023, because for what I did was very disgusting. I have been all of that time, but this is why I've been losing a lot of friends recently. And yes, I did call Wesley Norris the N-word back in 2021. I'm sorry for all the bad stuff I have done and everything I've caused. I did act like a man-child too, and act like a zoo by licking my dog's tongue in front of everyone on social media.
Something's got to give, boys. It just gets worse and worse. The moment I'm like, okay, fine, cool, we're finally done with this clip, then he's like, yeah, but I also licked my dog's tongue in front of, oh god, no. I also have baby fetishes, oh god, no. It just gets worse and worse. This guy talks about Blue's Clues a lot, Dora the Explorer, like actual, like real toddler shows. Like when we say kids shows, I think most people are talking about like 8 to maybe like 15-year-olds watching these like cartoons. No, this guy is actually talking about children shows, and it's actually disturbing, but we'll get into that.
I've done all of those things for the whole 5 years. I'm really sorry, everyone. Can you all forgive me? If you don't want to accept my apology, I'm fine dealing with people who denying my apology, because I'm gonna handle that for now on.
So now that you're sufficiently aware that this guy is a self-admitted creep and is very aware of his behavior, but seemingly doesn't care even if he is sending this apology here. Again, apologies don't really mean anything if there's no actions behind those words. Let's look at some of the other questionable things he's done. Now, other locales we have covered in the past, like a Cyrax, have tried to do these weird little VTuber arcs where they hide behind these very kid-friendly, very inviting characters to hide that they look like a slob and a monster. But they also are obviously targeting children, which is a big no-no. So let's check out some of that here.
Hola, Dan Sobel. Soy Naya. I am very delighted to meet you for the first time. How are things going with you today? That's very great to hear. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you my favorite Season 3 episode of Blue's Clues. Wanna know what it is? Okay, let me tell you. My favorite Season 3 episode of Blue's Clues is Environments.
How dare you call me a man-child? I am telling your parents, Mimi, Fadi, and Noor. Get your son.
What did he do now?
Hamoud just called me a man-child.
Hamoud, how could you calling Dan Sobel a man-child? You know he's not a man-child. You are grounded until we go to the movies to see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Go to your room now.
I genuinely have the weirdest vibes watching this type of stuff. Like, who is this for besides children? And the logic just gets dumber and dumber. Sometimes I feel bad covering these people because their IQ, their mental faculties are clearly not all there. But, you know, when you see that children are involved and that they're self-admittedly doing very strange and unscrupulous things, if you will, with children around, that immediately makes me lose all sympathy for you. You're no longer a human to me. I don't know about you guys, but I do not see PDFs on the same level as human beings.
By the powers of Satan, Bartman Homer the 7th, you have been cursed, and I got the 3 cards here for a curse. Okay, the first card for this curse is the King of Hearts. The King of Hearts means that you need to start getting a job and make lots of money for the rest of your life. Our second card for the curse is the Jack of Hearts. The Jack of Hearts means that you need to start eating lots and lots of junk food for the rest of your life. And the last card for this curse is the Jack of Clubs. Jack of Clubs means that you need to start drinking until you and rest in peace in heaven. So anyways, those are 3 cards for the curse. Our 3 cards again is the King of Hearts, the Jack of Hearts, and last but not least, the Jack of Clubs. So anyways, this is your big guy, Dan Sobel, saying peace out.
I don't even really know how to react to this one without laughing, so this is like my 8th take trying to record this segment. So apparently Dan is out here with some random playing cards, acting like these are cards of death. Buddy has been watching too much Death Note or something, and that's very obvious. He sends this to another YouTuber that's apparently in his little corner of the internet, and they actually react and send a reply back, so we'll check that out in a second. This is absolutely diabolical, and honestly, I'm shocked that more people don't know about Dan at this point, because this guy acts and reacts like an actual 5 IQ, brain-dead individual. And this is exactly the type of person everybody warns you not to be when you're growing up. Like, don't play too many video games, don't watch too many animes, you'll turn into a brain mush weirdo, and this is exactly that weirdo they were warning you not to turn into.
Oh my god. Oh, that's Sobel. Are you for real? Seriously? Seriously, this is not how you read playing cards properly. I mean, oh no, I've been cursed by Dan Sobel playing cards.
Now, it gets worse. There's much more going on behind the scenes. There's clips of him saying the N-word with the hard R, and various other interesting choice words to people. And he doesn't just say you're the N-word, no, he emphasizes it with telling you what color you are first, which makes it even more suspicious and absolutely disgusting. But if racism, PDF, activity, man-child behavior, and everything in between isn't enough for you to hate somebody, we're just only entering the ride here. There's still more to go. So let's jump into the next antic here that will probably set your brain on fire, because we're all normal people with common sense, I hope.
Well, everyone, I'm afraid I have some shocking and devastating news that I'm gonna have to tell you all. Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, has passed away at the age of 100. And, oh man, that was the longest life he has ever lived. So, anyways, let's give it a moment of silence. Thank you. Jimmy Carter will be sadly missed. May he now rest in peace.
So as you can see, there's things that are as mundane as this guy just randomly making videos about people who have passed, and this is definitely not the first person he's done it for. And as you can tell, he has no idea who these people are. You think Dan has any idea the contributions that Jimmy Carter did as a president, or even when he was president? Shoot, I can hardly tell you any of that. And I'd like to think I have a little bit more mental fortitude than this guy does. Let's check out some of this weird Blue's Clues stuff he likes to do. I mentioned earlier he seems to be obsessed with shows like Blue's Clues and Dora the Explorer, and this will definitely give you a little bit of insight on that.
We just got a letter. 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 I wonder who it's from. Hey, look, it's a letter from our friend, Matthew Prano.
Hi, Dan and everybody else. Today I want to show you my notebook collection for my upcoming series, Blue's Clues and Doodlebops. Would you like to see it? Firstly, I got the Flying Colors Handy Dandy Notebook from Steve, which I'm going to be using it for Season 1 and Season 2 of Blue's Clues and Doodlebops. Next up, I got the Halloween themed handy dandy notebook, which has a Halloween themed striped crayon and a ghost that was just named Boo Wow.
I don't know, there's just something absolutely disturbing to me to see full-grown men acting like little children, being so excited about this stuff. I get that there's mental illnesses, people can have autism, Down syndrome, whatever it may be, and their interests may be skewed into these things. And that's entirely fine. But when these people are self-admitted predators, that's when I start feeling very wrong about this. It just feels like any and every way they could possibly get closer to children, they will do it.
Hi everyone, I'm Dan, the My Little Pony and Sophia the First fan, and I'm here at Burger King once again. And guess what they brought back? Yep, Burger King just brought back the Bacon Melt. So, this is our taste test review of the day, the Bacon Melt over here at the folks over at BK. So take a look right here on the thumbnail, everybody. It's got some bacon, and it's got some cheese right there on the thumbnail right now. But a special beef patty, if you ask me. Take a look on the thumbnail right now. We're gonna go ahead and try one of the bacon melt from the folks over at BK. So what are we waiting for? Let's get ready to peep this out. But first, I gotta get ready to try the beef barbecue right now, so...
There's just something about lolcows and doing really gross food reviews, food hacks, whatever. The most notorious is obviously King Cobra JFS when it comes to that type of stuff, but holy cow, I don't know what it is with these lolcows and absolutely just being diabolically boring, but then diabolically gross on top of it, and then thinking they need to record it and give us their opinion like it matters to anybody at all. I honestly could have lived the rest of my life never knowing what the hell this burger looked like dissected, but here we are.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I have an explaining to do about your videos on me. Explain to me, Dylan.
Oh god. Now you're look, whenever someone makes videos about you, you just fucking lose your shit.
Sorry.
I'm getting a perfect
Dylan, you need to explain this now. Explain why you keep making videos out of me and not leaving me alone. You better explain, Dylan.
It's simple, because you're...
Dylan, I want you to listen good. I had enough of going after people who keep making bad videos out of me. I just had enough.
They're not bad videos out of you. They're videos criticizing you for what you've done.
Look, I had enough with these criticizing. I am traumatized and depressed right now.
Dan, chill.
Look, the guys, listen to me. I am traumatized and depressed right now.
You're not going through anything but shit that you put yourself through. It's
Look,
your
I
fault
had
that you...
enough. Every time I see a video that people keeps doing to me,
that's
it
not
makes me
our fault.
mad.
It's all on you, Dan. It's all on you. Like,
if you didn't do all of this shit, if you didn't do all of this shit,
if you didn't do all this shit, we wouldn't even have to do it. Like,
yeah,
if you
exactly.
just stayed off the internet, we wouldn't even be making those videos out of you. Like, do you even know how the internet works?
So in some more recent news, apparently Dan has been on a spree, apologizing for all these absolutely deplorable things he's done, which, you know, obviously means nothing to anybody. And now he's trying to tell people to stop bothering him. Maybe we've heard this before from other lolcows, how people are just ruining their lives. The trolls won't let them just go away and live their life all alone, with nobody bothering them. And realistically, if these people would just disappear, likely they wouldn't be dealing with it. As you hear here in the clips, that's just not how the internet works. The more you feed the internet, the more the internet will come after you. And like I've said in several past videos on different lolcows, I don't think it really matters if you left or not. You're always going to have that small subgroup of people lingering around just to cause you hell because of the things you've done. Sometimes apologizing just isn't enough to atone for your mistakes, as a lot of people call them. I don't think preying on children is a mistake though. I still think that's a very deliberate thing that people do when they are sickos.
Look, you guys are just ruining my life. All you did, Dylan, is just react to my recent angry message videos. How I threatened someone to force someone to buy Bear in the Big Blue House VHS.
If you were to do that shit, I would have ignored you.
You told a 16-year-old boy that he deserved to be...
Cooper is 16.
We're not talking about Cooper. We're not talking about Cooper. And we did not say he deserved... Like, Cooper did this shit to himself. And Cooper shouldn't be hanging out with you because he's a fucking 16-year-old minor. Cooper is a fucking minor, and he shouldn't be hanging out with like you Ben Lucero and Eric Payton. And that's just basic common sense.
Well, the only thing you did is that you ruined my life, you ruined Ben Lucero's life. All you did was
to yourself.
You ruined your life, Dan. You ruined your own life by joining the internet.
You've made that
you
made
ruined
you
your,
ruin
it's,
your
it's
life.
your decision. You made those life-altering decisions, not us. Not tell you to fucking show your dick to Hamoudi. We did not tell you to admit to being a pedophile in your quote-unquote apology video. Like, how many times are we gonna have to say this? It's not our fault. You did this to yourself, Dan.
So the current clips we're seeing are roughly about a month to 2 months old. The upload date says a month here, so I'm going to assume it's somewhere between there. Could be older though, who knows. And of course, this idiot is once again self-snitching and just admitting to everything he's ever been accused of, which I guess is a nice switch of pace, with all these lolcows lying all the time and trying to rewrite history right in front of our eyes. But even with that said, he tries to act like it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal that he did these things. And of course, it's absolutely a big deal to victimize anybody under the age. And honestly, it's wrong to do that to anybody over the age as well. Just don't do this to people. Be a normal human being, be respectable, and for the most part, good things will come to you. Anyways, that's our quick view into Dan Sobel. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me what else I should be looking into with this guy. Let me know any other lolcows you'd like to see me take a look at, and I'll see you soon.